When history looks back at this moment, it will ask whether our leaders chose transparency or protection, truth or politics. Today, I sat down with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, one of the most experienced and influential voices in American politics at a time when questions of accountability and direction weigh heavy on our American democracy. Recent push to release the Epstein Files has reignited public demands for honesty from our trust institutions. And in a rare moment of bipartisan agreement, the Epstein Files Transparency Act sailed. It sailed the United States House of Representatives with a 427 to 1 vote and was approved by the United States Senate via unanimous consent. And on November 19th of 2025, your president, Donald Trump, signed the bill into law, compelling the Department of Justice under Pam Bondi to publish all unclassified records, documents, and communications related to Jeffrey Epstein within 30 days, a move that has been long demanded by survivors, by activists, by advocates, by principled lawmakers. This legislation marks not only a turning point in the fight for institutional transparency, but it raises some urgent questions. Will the truth finally come to light? Will accountability follow? And how will this moment shape our current American political landscape? As the nation looks ahead to the 2026 elections, the Democratic Party faces a critical test. Can we rebuild trust, deliver for working families, and stand firm on principle in an age of disinformation and division? I am Dr. Zackory Kirk, known on social media as the Zactivist. And in this conversation, we're asking Leader Schumer, not just what's next for the Democratic Party, but what's next for the people that this party serves. Take a look at this. Leader Schumer, thank you so much for taking time to be with me and to talk to my network. It means a lot. I appreciate you. I know that you have a full day. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm just going to get right to the heart of really why we're here. And it's really all about these Epstein files. Leader Schumer, are we really finally about to get these files and find out what's in them and the impact that this could have on American politics?
Okay. On the first question, look, we've won the battle. We have passed it in the House, passed it in the Senate. It's now going to the president. But the war continues. And that's because I don't trust Trump. I don't trust Bondi. I don't trust Kash Patel. They will fuck around with this and try to avoid sending the things that might incriminate Trump or any of their pallies. So we have to keep at it. But we should take heart in what happened. Let me give you a little inside info on what happened. So we sort of surprised him. At 3 o'clock, right after the House passed the bill, I told Thune that I was going to go to the floor and ask what's called unanimous consent to pass this before the first vote. I didn't give him much time. And I said, if you block it, you block it. We'll keep going after you and bring it up again. But it would be great. But, of course, I felt I didn't tell him it's great if you let it pass. So we went to the floor and it passed. And we used a little arcane procedure. Sometimes the Senate rules hurt us, most of the time. Sometimes they help us. And this is called deeming. You deem the bill passed even if it hasn't gotten there yet. Because what Johnson wanted to do is hold the bill up and then ask them to do amendments. But we didn't give him time. So the deeming says it just automatically passes the House and it automatically passes the Senate. And once the House sends it over, it goes right to the president's desk. No votes, no amendments, no nothing. That's what happened. So that's the first part of the battle. And it wouldn't have happened. Look, and I know that this wouldn't have happened without the great work of those victims who just kept going at it and going at it and going at it. And one of the great moments for me is after it passed, I heard the cheers from outside that were right outside the Capitol. It made my heart because they've done so much. But the battle continues. The war continues. We have to make sure that it's all exposed. And I don't trust Bondi. I don't trust Kash Patel. I don't trust the president. They're going to try to cover up a whole lot of this. But here's the good news. We have a whole lot of whistleblowers who know a lot about what's in these files. And if they try to release stuff without some of the most potent information, these whistleblowers will let us know and we will go after them in every way possible. But not only will we go after them, the public will. How did we get everyone to vote for this? It was amazing because the public was so outraged that so many of these people would be involved with Epstein, including Trump, and then try to hide it.
And
That's, go ahead.
the power with the people, and I think that's an important part, leader, to emphasize that the people have the power to push back and make real change
Yeah.
happen, even if there's different types of obstruction. And I do want to ask about that possible obstruction that will come. But you gave great credit to the survivors who are the heart of this, who were instrumental in pushing it through. But I
Yeah.
want to publicly go on record and give credit to the knowledge that you have as leader and your ability to make this happen and to mobilize, and also to Senator Leader Thune. I'm thankful and grateful that he and his caucus came together to do what's right for the American people in a very fast and very expeditious way. And I think, my viewers are going to be probably shocked to hear
You
me
are
say
right.
that.
And
But
you
I
asked
think
it.
credit has to be given to where credit is due
Thank you.
when our leaders do what's right.
Thank you. Thank you. And let me just say, you asked the question, the impact on American politics, it's very big. This is the first time the MAGA right, the hard right, the nasty people who are doing so many bad things went against Trump. And it's the first, but it won't be the last, particularly if we play it right. And one of the reasons Trump is going to felt the heat thus far, so he had to say, at one point, let the House pass the bill after he knew it was going to pass. He had nothing to do with it. And Phil is going to feel the heat to signing this. But most of all, will feel the heat when he doesn't come clean, which I don't think he will do, is that these MAGA people will go after him again.
So people have talked about the fact that, this could be vetoed, it could be a pocket veto, or it could be highly redacted. Is that possible? Could that happen?
He could do a pocket veto, but that would be so public that I think the pressure on him will even be greater than it was this time, and he won't be able to resist it. Now, could he cover it up? Oh, he's going to try in every way to cover it up. We have no illusions about that. But we, as I said, we have whistleblowers who know what's in there, who, they know much of what's in there. When he tries to release something and something really important and potent is missing, they're going to tell us and we're going to go after it and we'll let the public know. Release this, release that. So, as I said, we won the battle, we still got the war, but the fact that we won the battle makes me real hopeful we can win the whole damn war.
And I think we are. Leader, the last question that I have for you, I really appreciate your time. What comes next? This is going to be very prominent in the media cycle. I think it's going to be very prominent on the minds of American people. But we're moving into 2026. We're moving into the next legislative session. What comes next for the party and for our Democratic leadership in the Senate?
The fight over health care and the fact that these people will cruelly not even extend the ACA tax credits. We want to go a lot further than that, but not extend these tax credits. You know what that means? It means the average American could pay $500 to $1,000 more a month. That's $6,000 to $10,000 more a year for healthcare. Whether you have ACA or not, your costs are going way up. We're making that fight. We're going to try everything we can to get them to back off and give the American people at least breathing room to pay their healthcare costs. Can you imagine? You go to a mother whose kid has cancer and says you're not going to have health insurance because you can't afford $1,000 a month. What is she going to do? Well, we're going to urge people to put the same heat on Trump we did on the Epstein Files on stuff like that.
What can we do as the American people to support this work and to really ensure that we're doing all that we can from our vantage points as citizens?
Stay involved, stay active, stay angry. Just get it all out, but don't give up, because what Trump wants is everyone to give up and let him roll over everybody. Plain and simple.
Leader Schumer, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you so much.
Nice to talk to you, Zach. Take care.
Thank you. It's moments like this that remind us that transparency isn't just about opening files. It's about opening eyes. The release of the Epstein records is more than a political headline. It's a test of whether power will finally be accountable to the people that it is supposed to serve. As we move toward 2026, the question isn't only what the Democratic Party will do next. It's whether our democracy still has the courage to confront its own truths. Because the fight for justice, for honesty, for integrity, that fight doesn't end in Washington. It continues with us, with me, and with you. I'm Dr. Zackory Kirk, Zactivist. If this conversation moved you and enlightened you, like, share, and follow so that we can keep shining light where others stay silent, especially as it impacts Black, brown, and queer communities. Until next time, I hope that you'll be well, be blessed, and whatever you do, keep pushing. I'll see you soon.